I retired as a member of the faculty back in 2014 after working with Bruce and everybody else for over 30 years. And my favorite memory of Bruce, well, I don't really have one favorite memory because there are just too many. Bruce was my next door neighbor at the law school for most of the years I was there. And we probably talked at least once a day, if not more than once a day, throughout all those years. We talked about everything. We talked about law and teaching, of course, and I learned a great deal from Bruce about being a good teacher. I never reached his level, but I tried. But we talked about all kinds of bizarre things. We talked about religion, we talked about politics, and he made some terrible predictions along the way. We talked about philosophy, we talked about the Red Sox. We shared a passion and celebrated together in 2004 and 2007. And we talked a great deal about our families. Bruce and I first really got to know each other through our children at Mud Pie, the child care cooperative we both belonged to in the 80s, and it grew from there. So it's been a long, long friendship, and Bruce, I miss our conversations. I wish you all the best in retirement. I'm sure you'll be productive as you always have been and committed to all the good causes. And let's hope for the best in 2021.
Hey, Bruce, you have been an amazing colleague and an inspiration, and I'll miss you terribly. I have so many fond memories of running into you in the hallways, learning from you about progressive history, constitutional law, and so much more, and missing often the first minutes of my class because I got so absorbed in our discussion. You've done an amazing job training a generation of lawyers. Many thanks and all best wishes on this well-earned and so well-deserved retirement.
My name is Luke Ryan, and I had the good fortune to have Bruce Miller as a professor during the time I spent as a student at Western New England. My favorite Bruce Miller memories came in the spring of 2005 when I had a professional responsibility course with him. I recall having very strong opinions about the ways in which lawyers relied on so-called legal ethics to engage in what I considered to be objectively unethical behavior. I also recall having a number of classmates who had equally strong opinions to the contrary. Somehow, every time I showed up for class, Bruce would manage to facilitate these unbelievably great dialogues that forced us to hear each other, to clarify our positions, and to just have the kind of debates that law school really felt like it had been missing until I just had this great experience of a very talented and wonderful professor. Bruce, you're an inspiration to so many of us, and the gratitude that your students have is something that will endure for a very, very long time. I wish you the best in your retirement, and just thanks for being who you are.
My name is Emily Miller, and Bruce Miller is my father. My dad has been influential in my life by teaching me to think outside of myself and extend my thoughts to the needs of others. Making choices and taking actions because they will serve, benefit, or positively influence the lives of others are reflections of my dad's influence on me. I love you, Dad. Congratulations.
I am Howard Kolodner, the guy who hired Bruce Miller to the job for which we are honoring him today. From the dean point of view, Bruce's hire brought to the students and to the faculty three qualities for which I was grateful during my deanship. The first is a passion for justice through the law. Passion for justice is proclaimed by many in our society, but unwavering faith in the achievability of justice through law rises and falls for most of us, but not for Bruce. Second is a passion for developing lawyers from the raw material of students. Most, if not all, law faculty members share in that objective. Bruce lives by it and succeeds in it far better than most. Third, Bruce has an amazing blend of insistence on autonomy and on collaboration. These are not obviously inconsistent behaviors, but they are not always to be found cohabiting. I do not share with Bruce his love of sports, and I do prefer Bob Dylan to the Grateful Dead. But these aside, I will always admire Bruce's character, his intellect, and his values.
His accolades and legacy aside, one of my fondest memories is having a beer or two together at Patty's and really getting to know him outside of the classroom. He has encouraged, guided, and supported me through every step of my legal education and career, and for that I couldn't be more thankful. Professor Miller, I wish you nothing but the very best IPAs in retirement. Cheers to you.
Professor Miller has been influential in my life because he told me that a law license is a license to make trouble, and I've been trying to take that to heart ever since. Good luck, Professor Miller. Keep on keeping on.
In 1991, I began my teaching career at Western New England College School of Law. I heard it's now a university. I can't believe that it's been that long ago. At the time, I was not that much older than many of my students. At Winnick Law, I was the second African-American faculty member hired and the first person of color tenured and promoted to full professor. Western New England was my first teaching assignment. It was hard to become a good teacher and scholar. It was frustrating at times. Being the first had its unique challenges. But Bruce Miller was there. He was considered an excellent teacher and scholar. But most importantly, he provided me with reassurance and calm. His belief and support in me contributed to my ultimate success, making me who I am today. Bruce, congratulations on 40 years. Please enjoy the next stage of your life. Hold dear all the memories of all the students and all the junior faculty who you've helped over the years. Speaking on their behalf, I know that they appreciate it. Congratulations.
I'm Leora Harpaz. I was a faculty colleague of Bruce's for over 30 years, and for much of that time, Bruce and I both taught constitutional law. Based on my experience, having been retired for almost 7 years, Bruce, I hope you can find opportunities to continue to use your intellect and your concern for people in ways that are rewarding for both you and for others. Plus, since I'm filming this on October 31st, I also wish for both our sakes that Joe Biden is elected president and that the U.S. Supreme Court doesn't insert itself into the election.
Hi, Dad. Although I wasn't your student in the classroom, I can absolutely say that you inspired me to become a lawyer. As a kid, you and Mom taught me and Emily that we have a responsibility to use the great advantages with which we grew up to help people around us that were less advantaged than we were, that were oppressed in some way or were suffering in some way. And for me, the way to do that was through the practice of law. So it is because of you that I went to law school, and it is because of you that I became a union side labor lawyer representing everyday working people and the labor unions that fight tirelessly for better wages and working conditions. You also inspired me in my love for the Grateful Dead and my love for NCAA basketball and my love for ethnic food. Congratulations. I love you very much.
Hi Bruce, Claudia here from sunny Los Angeles, California, where it is a sweltering 90 degrees in November. Just stopping by to wish you a very great retirement and congratulate you, and to thank you so much for the support that you gave me when I was in law school, for being a rabble-rouser like me and always encouraging me to keep going and do what I wanted and be passionate and not care what anybody said, and for being a sounding board and supporting me. I am so grateful, and I just look up to you and admire you so much and hope to be half as great as you someday. I hope your retirement is full of peace and tranquility and happiness, and you get to do all the things you love with your children and your family, and you find time for you because you really deserve it. I hope that, it's all you want it to be, and I'll see you around. Okay, Rabble Rouser? Take care. Bye.
Congratulations on your retirement, Poppy. We love you.